Well, hello, Alan Bradshaw here again from the Management Advisory Service, and I'm here again with Derek Mowbray. Hello Derek again.
Hello Alan.
Good to see you.
And you.
And in this video we're going to be talking about, this is our third video by the way, and in the first two videos about the new Managers Code in the NHS we looked at the background. Second video we looked at what the code was, what it was for, and so on. And in this video I'm going to be chatting with Derek about issues around implementation of the Managers Code. So Derek, so the first question I want to ask you about is, what's your sort of key or sort of core strategy in terms of implementation? You know, give us some background about that.
All right. The Managers Code has got three aspects to it. Managing the organisation, managing people, and managing the service. What I was particularly keen to do was to try and bring about a cultural and behavioural change in the NHS. So my approach has been very much along the strategy of conviction, to try and convince people that the contents of the code and the background to it will bring about a change in their thinking and their beliefs about their behaviour towards other people. The alternative strategy, which is the strategy of imposition, would tend to suggest that the code should be linked to things like contracts of employment, which I am personally against, because I don't think that means that we can enable a change. And I'm very, very keen to facilitate and enable change rather than impose it. Yeah,
and so you've spoken elsewhere and in articles about this aspect of enabling rather than policing, and is that what you're getting at with this?
Absolutely right. I think there is a part of the culture that I'm trying to change is essentially a blame culture. If something goes wrong, let's try and find some coat hook upon which to blame someone and to hold them personally to account against some sort of rigid regulation.
Yeah.
Clearly people need to be personally accountable for their actions, and I'm entirely in favour of that. That's exactly what I'm about. But I want people to think in positive terms in terms of their behaviour, and to be accountable for their positive behaviour, not for their negative one.
Right. Now, thinking about it in terms of some of the specific things that an organisation can do in order to implement this in their organisation, you know, can you sort of give us some, you know, some of the sort of different kinds of things that the organisation, that an NHS organisation could do?
Yes, I think in adopting the Managers Code, there are four principal activities to embed the code within the culture of the organisation as a whole. The first thing is to facilitate top teams in adopting the code locally, and what it means, how it can be brought about, and how it can be embedded. The second is raising awareness generally about the issues of well-being and performance, and how important it is to ensure the well-being of staff to improve patient care. The third are specific training programs to improve the behaviour of managers, and in terms of the sort of characteristics of improving the culture of the people or the organisation that they manage.
And presumably that, you know, that's a real core aspect, isn't it, in terms of improving management skills and the kinds of behaviours and competencies managers have in order to facilitate this positive change.
Yes, I mean, I don't myself think it's a dramatic change. I think there is so much interest amongst managers to provide the best possible health care. But I do think that they do need training and support in this. The last aspect is to provide cognitive coaching. In other words, to get managers and others to think about the well-being of staff in preference to thinking about targets, and to really focus on the fact that they will achieve huge success through the well-being of staff, and to provide the coaching necessary to bring that about.
Okay. Thank you very much, Derek.
Thank you, Alan.
Thanks. That brings us to the end of our third video. So I'd like to thank Professor Mowbray very much for all your input. Thanks very much, Derek.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.